Hey everybody, welcome to Laugh Appalachia. You got Lee and Jay here today.
Ha ha ha! Hey, Jay here. How y'all doing?
Oh, I hope everyone out there is doing great today. We got a few things to talk about here for you on Laugh Appalachia. Tiff and Lawrence weren't able to make it. Lawrence might show up part of the way through the show. We don't know. Big Day Lawrence is MIA right now.
Yes. Well, LB, wherever you're at, hope you're listening and hope we see you soon. And Tiff, eventually we'll get the band back together again, but that's okay.
Yeah, Lawrence, LB.
Woohoo!
Come here, buddy. Oh, I think my dogs heard me. They're freaking out right now.
Down, baby, down. Anyway.
So it's that time of the year.
That's
you know
right.
what time of the year it is, don't you? You got
I do.
prom and high school graduation and
yes.
18-year-olds thinking they're full-fledged adults now, which
goodness.
some of them are, I guess.
I was
was not. I'm not even sure I'm there yet.
I'm still not there.
There's some really weird facts with this age. Like I guess now, most of them were born 18 years ago or 1998, 98, 97, somewhere in there.
Wow. So
Yeah.
wait. So I'm 40 something, and that means if they were born in 98, in my lifetime I've seen 5 championships. Remember, I'm a California guy, so I've seen 5 championships from the San Francisco 49ers. And if you were born and you're class of 2016, you weren't even. It was 3 years since the Niners had won a Super Bowl before you were even born.
And they've been nowhere close since then.
No, they were in a Super Bowl. They just lost to the Ravens like 4 years ago.
That's right. When Colin Kaepernick still knew how to play quarterback.
Yeah, Kaepernick knew what he was doing.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Before.
And now you have Chip Kelly out there because that's nothing to be excited about.
That's okay. I think Kaepernick will have a good game eventually when he runs his.
Just a good game.
When he runs for his
Single
life.
game, yeah.
Yes, when he runs for his life.
Oh,
basically.
but some fun facts about these guys now. The show Lost was that was, I guess, my generation's high school, college age. That was what everyone liked.
How old are you again?
I'm 29.
Okay.
So I'm basically a decade ahead of these kids.
Mine was Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, going way back.
Family Ties.
Ooh, nice. I remember that.
The A-Team.
Oh, the reruns that I saw on Nickelodeon or something at my babysitter's house.
Yes, that was prime time for me. But for you, yes. Oh,
well,
man.
for this one, most high schoolers aren't even familiar with Lost. It's Breaking Bad is the top one, which was a great show.
It's a great show about meth.
Yeah. With all the applications, apps, and smartphones and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Most graduating high school students now have actually, and I don't know what the percentage is, but it just says the majority of current graduating high school classes have never held a physical airplane ticket in their hands because you just register, or you enter a number, or you have it on your phone and you scan it that way.
That's incredible. Even today, I still get the printed out one because that's how I feel comfortable. I feel like I'm a part of something if I have the intangibles in my hand. They go get scanned, and I still print one up.
See,
I do.
I flew for the first time ever about a month ago.
I don't understand.
And
that.
I printed mine. I know. I haven't. It's weird.
Hey, you're 29 and you just flew for the first time. I mean, I remember you said that, and we broke the news in the radio world out there for everyone to hear. But I am still shocked that you were 29 and your first time. Have you ever? I mean, okay. Besides flying, have you ever left Kanawha County?
Well,
prior to that,
yeah. I mean, I've been to Canada.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
out of the country. I just
Okay.
never flew.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Until
impressive.
2 years ago, I grew up in West Virginia. I'd never gone whitewater rafting. And then 2 years
oh.
ago, I went whitewater rafting, and it was a blast. I love it. But
you're like, what? What is this thing we have called whitewater rafting?
and
It's awesome.
until I went to Chicago for a bachelor party, that was a fun weekend. About a year and a half ago, I'd never been west of the Mississippi.
Wow.
Never crossed the Mississippi.
For me, being a California guy, my first time on an airplane, I think I was probably 11 years old. I was in California. My mom and dad had just got a divorce not too long ago, and so my mom was like, hey, go out and visit your grandparents, basically so she could have 3 weeks off to herself. So
I don't blame her. I've met you.
Yeah. So she shipped me and my brother on a plane to West Virginia. So while on a plane, if you don't know this, but if you're a young child and you're traveling without a parent, they gave you a little button Okay, and it says where I'm going. Please take me there. Okay. Well, for me, I was 11. I thought I knew it all, like I did when I was 18.
Yeah.
You know. So I took the button and I kind of took it off and put it in my pocket because I can read a sign. Hey, go to this gate. Oh, okay. Go to the gate. Yeah, makes perfect sense to me. Even for an 11-year-old, I was kind of. Yeah, I knew how to figure it out. So, needless to say, I get to the gate on my own, and all I can hear is this chime. It keeps saying, paging Jay Silverman. Paging Jay Silverman. Please go to the nearest counter. Like they've lost this poor child. And all I could think about was, no, I'm perfectly fine right here at the gate. But needless to say, I made it. But I've been traveling since I was 11, practically every year, once to twice a year, for the last, God, I don't know, 30 years at least. So,
well, yeah,
it surprises me.
not.
I know, it surprises me. You're 29.
Well, a lot of my weekends, I've never been to New York City.
Well, okay.
I grew up 10 hours away, 8 hours away from the biggest city in the world. And, well, maybe it's second to Beijing, but, yeah, just never been there.
Maybe third or fourth.
Here's something else, though, going back to the graduating high schoolers.
Oh, yes.
Now, this is something, I don't really remember this not being a thing, but I remember them talking about it all the time, and I was about 7 when they started it. Leroy Butler performed the first ever Lambeau Leap up in Green Bay in 93. Like, everybody knows about the Lambeau Leap.
Of course.
And that wasn't always a thing.
Matter of fact, before Lambeau Leap, the Green Bay Packers were nothing for like 20, 30 years. I mean, heck, you had... You know, you had the
Bart Starr.
I wasn't born then.
Yeah, I mean, they won the first 2 Super Bowls and then nothing until Brett Favre.
Then we started jumping into the crowd, and that, my friend, is the Lambeau Leap. So the class of 2016, their whole life, that's all they know is Lambeau Leap.
Here's something. The people that are graduating now know Robert De Niro as Greg Fokker in the Meet the Fockers movie.
Oh, shut the Fokker. That's crazy.
Yeah, they don't know him as the Godfather character he played in The Godfather Part 2. They don't remember him in Goodfellas.
Or, here's an old one, Taxi Driver.
Ooh, yeah, that was
Taxi, what's that? You mean Uber?
Uber? Yeah, Uber?
What's a taxi?
Here's a thing that gets me, because this is something, I was 8, I think, when it came out. The Lion King has been around their whole lives.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember, my God, probably 10, 12 years ago even, they came out with a new Broadway show. You know, with the puppeteers, the Lion King.
Oh, have you listened to the newest Broadway show, Hamilton?
No.
The soundtrack's out there.
Is it?
By far the most amazing musical I've ever heard. I haven't seen it, anything. Just the music. It's about... the history lesson, basically. It's like a history lesson about Alexander Hamilton. Yeah. But it's essentially...
And for those who don't know who that is a...
founding father. He one of the original OGs.
Yeah.
But he... It's about his life and death. And, you know, I mean, he famously was shot in the duel with Aaron Burr. But it's basically a rap.
Really?
And it's... You can't get tickets.
Really?
And when you can find them, they're just average seats running you $1,500, $2,000 a seat.
And this is in New York City?
New York City.
Wow.
It is a main Broadway hit.
You've never been to New York City, huh?
No.
Let's go to New York City and watch this show.
I would love to.
If we can find $1,500.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to pay for... That's for one. We have to find $3,000 for both of us to go see it.
I'll sneak you in.
Okay, all right.
Let's do it.
You can just tell them, it's like it's like the people that travel. You can just tell them I'm your kid and I'm going to sit on your lap. It's good. Right. We just need one ticket.
What we'll do is we'll get an Uber or a taxi and take ourselves to New York City to go watch this rap of this founding OG father. Yes.
It's amazing.
That'd be cool.
Sticking with Hollywood, though, these high schoolers... They know most of the film stars from their voice, like Tom Hanks as Sheriff Woody in Toy Story.
What? I know him as from Big.
Oh.
Or Forrest Gump.
See, Forrest Gump's the first movie I go to. When I think of Tom Hanks, I think of him with a volleyball, stranded on an island.
Yeah.
And life is like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's exactly what I think of.
So class 2016 only knows him as Woody.
Exactly, and they also know Mike Myers just from Shrek. Forget Austin Powers.
Oh my goodness! Or Garth and Wayne and Garth.
Wayne's
World.
Wayne's World.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wayne's World.
insane to me.
I feel old now. 2016 class making me feel old, guys.
Well, they said the longest running villain, the guy that's been a villain their entire life.
Let me guess. Longest villain. Let me think. Longest villain. Would it be Archie Bunker?
Oh, yeah. That was pre-me.
I know. I went way back.
What about Mr. Burns from The Simpsons?
Mr. Burns. Very true. Probably one of the longest running shows out there. The Simpsons, yeah.
Well, Mr. Burns has now been shot on television more than any other character in television history. How ridiculous is that?
Really? But has he been shot more than your most favorite rapper out there?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's tough. They weren't recorded. That's the problem.
Darn.
In news that I even hate to say, if Justin Bieber had gone to college, he would be graduating from college this year. I think he's 22.
He's that young?
He's that young. He's been around since he was 7.
Sure.
I mean, it was awful. There have only been 3 United States Secretary of States.
Only 3.
And from 1997 to 2001, and then from 2005 to 2013, it's been, until now, it's been women. So they've only experienced 4 years that it wasn't a woman.
Really?
Yeah, Madeleine Albright, Condoleezza Rice, and Hillary Clinton.
Hillary.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Appointment TV's not a thing to them, or as most people call it, just things that come on TV, because they've been able to stream everything since they were 10. 2008, 2010, Netflix was getting big. They were getting used to it.
I remember for myself, the biggest thing that we got in the mail was the TV guide.
Oh.
Here's what's on primetime, kids.
See?
Now you can stream it all.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Here's one. They have always had blue M&Ms, but they haven't had tan M&Ms since they've been alive. Remember that blue replaced tan.
What? Wait, hold on. Breaking news. They got rid of the tan ones?
Yeah, in like
Where
the 90s.
Where have I been? They got rid of why would you get rid of the tan ones?
Here's the thing, it's not like Skittles.
Chocolate.
They don't matter. They all taste the same. The color coding is just color.
Why did they get rid of the tan one?
I don't know.
News to me. They really haven't had the tan one? Really?
I don't know.
That's incredible. I don't remember that. That's like an insult. Wow. Insulting.
That happened in the 90s. I vaguely remember
shows how much
the
I pay
tan
attention.
M&Ms.
Shows how much I pay attention to my M&M bag, huh? I didn't know.
See, well, I mean, you just eat them and they all taste the same.
It's true. That's true. You're right. It's not like Skittles where, hey, taste the rainbow. Taste the difference.
Yes, you can taste the difference with them.
M&M's, it's a chocolate thing. It's got a little crunch. Doesn't melt in your hand unless it's 110 degrees outside. But yeah, good times.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous.
I did go to the M&M store down in Las Vegas when I was down there last.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Very impressive. And I think there might have been the tan ones there, so I might not have,
No, according to this, they stopped making the tan M&Ms in 1995. Mars, the company that makes M&Ms, ran a promotion, and people were, told to vote. Do you want blue, pink, purple? Which one would replace the tan M&Ms? Wow. And blue won, and since the fall of 1995, that's been it.
Wow. And the blue one it is.
That's.
You think because the brown one just looked kind of, funny?
I don't know. I wasn't much of an adult by then.
Because it wasn't appealing? I don't know why they got rid of it. It's all promotional publicity stunts, but it doesn't matter. You folks who graduated 2016 have never seen it.
Oh, so many things.
It's crazy.
So
anyway,
have something else. We're gonna move on to a little bit of a different topic.
We should. I'm really depressed about the tan M&M. Apparently,
well, this might help. This might perk you up a little bit.
Right.
Of MSN Money released their list of the top 25 richest and the top 25 poorest neighborhoods.
Poorest neighborhoods. Okay, all right. What do we got?
Or cities. West Virginia is not on the list.
Woo!
On either. I didn't expect us to be on the rich list.
I hear you out there laughing. It's true. We're not on the list.
We're not. We don't have a city that is as poor as number 1. We'll just skip straight to the top of the list. Macon, Mississippi.
Macon, Bacon, Mississippi.
The median household income is $18,000. The average or the median home value for the house is $60,000.
60. Ooh.
7% of adults have a bachelor's degree at least, and 50% are at the 49.9 are 50%. At the poverty rate.
Poverty level 50%.
I mean,
that's crazy.
You have some other ones. Virginia got on the list. New Tazewell was coming in there like
Flint,
9.
Michigan. Go back. Flint, Michigan. What number are they at?
For those of you at home, we're just scrolling through right now. Number 13 poorest is Flint, Michigan.
Hey, lucky 13. Taste the water.
Yeah.
Taste the rainbow water there.
No wonder they're poor. Oh, it's terrible.
That's
but
wild.
Let's switch it up. Oh, number 25, Detroit is the number 25th poorest. They're on the rebound, though.
It doesn't mean it's bad, yeah.
I bet they were further up this list a few years ago. Eminem and who else was it? Someone else sunk like $2 billion into starting to bring some stuff back. And
okay.
I mean, it's helping. They're not there yet.
It also helps that it had a bailout not too long ago. Well, maybe longer than that, but the Chrysler, GMC, they
all
brought
that.
them all back, and that was big.
Now the richest in the country, Scarsdale Village in New York State.
Wow.
Scarsdale Village.
Hey, I got an idea. When we go to New York City, let's check out Scarsdale Village. Yeah.
The median household income is $241,000. So your average Joe Schmo and his wife, or Joe Schmo and Joanne Schmo, are bringing home $241,000.
Can you imagine the MILFs walking around in those grocery stores?
Man. It's the median home value is $1 million plus.
It has to be. I mean, God, if you're bringing 241, oh wow, can you imagine? Can you imagine what I could do with 241? I could fly to New York every day just so you and I could say we did it.
They could just put their airport right there in Scarsdale, just for the residents of Scarsdale Village.
Just for fun. I bet they do. I bet they do have an airport, a little single Cessna plane airport. I bet they do.
Oh man. I'll tell you what.
Let's go to New York.
Let's go to New York.
That's what I'm thinking.
Here's what us common folk that aren't making $250K plus a year. What do you do for entertainment on the weekend?
What do I do for entertainment? Sometimes I do like to go hiking. I like to go to the outdoors. It's not that expensive, but at the same time it makes me feel a little more healthier, and it kind of promotes a positive attitude for my family, my daughter, and everything else. And so I do like to go in the outdoors, like to find new adventures and stuff like that. So, for me, I like to just go out and have a good time and just see things that are new.
Well, I'll tell you, me and my fiance got on a kick this weekend. I played a new board game.
Oh.
It's kind of a board. It involves 2 decks of cards, too. It's called Sequence.
Sequence.
And you can look it up online. It's a little weird. It has a board with 2 decks of cards. It has the cards called out on them. And it's like...
couple stacks? Okay.
Well, no, they're like spread out. You can see all the cards face up on the board. It's just a printed board.
Okay.
And then you have 2 decks of cards stacked up on the side. Mm-hmm. And you have these little, almost like poker chip things. But basically what you do is you flip over a card and you lay your chip on that card, and it's like playing Connect 4.
Ah, okay.
Now, where it's fun is you have jacks, and the cards that are on the table are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Queen, King, Ace.
Okay. Big
Jacks.
Numbers,
If it's a 2-eyed jack, it's a wild. You can put your chip down anywhere. But where it's really fun, when someone gets close to get 4 in a row, you have to get 5 in a row. The 1-eyed jacks remove a chip.
Ooh.
And me and my fiance are both really competitive and both complete douchebags when it comes to playing these games.
I've met your girlfriend. She can beat you up.
Yeah. And, I learned. But this game, it's fun. It's just addictive. And I really want to play. I've only played me and her. But how it's supposed to be played up to 6 people, you're supposed to play on teams.
Okay.
So you have one person for the blue team goes, then one person for the red team goes, then one person for the green team goes.
Is there anyone from the tan team?
And no. It's just red, blue, and green.
Okay.
So, but you're on teams together. You're not allowed to talk to the other person with what you have going on. There's no communication. So you just have to kind of guess with what you're doing.
Okay.
And it's so much fun.
Sounds good. Yeah, well, when I go out in the outdoors, I do like to go camping and things. So I bring in board games, I bring in card games and stuff like that to have fun. But one of the things that I used to do when I was in college, for instance, is we would just take a regular deck of cards, single deck.
Oh, yeah.
And we would play like 21, but it would be a drinking game, of course.
Oh, yeah. I used to play tons of drinking games.
Oh, yeah. So you sit back with a card, and if I have a 5 and an ace, that's 16. Okay, not bad. Now, if my buddy, if he has 18, that means he wins. I drink 2 drinks.
Oh,
yeah, see?
Okay.
Sip, sip.
Now,
Okay.
what I played a drinking game that involves 21.
Okay.
Kind of.
Oh.
I play a drinking game called, I had 1,000 different names and there's 1,000 different ways to work it, but I always called it 5 in 1.
Okay.
And how
5 in 1?
5 in 1.
Uh-oh.
And you take one deck of cards and you go around the table and you flip the card just face up in front of the person. You say red or black.
Oh, I've done that.
And if it's, let's say you guess red. If it's red, you give a drink to anyone at the table. You just say, hey, you take a drink. If it's black, you have to take the drink.
Ooh, okay.
You go around 2 rounds like that.
Okay.
And then, of those, now everyone has 2 cards. Whoever has the best blackjack hand, whoever's the closest to 21, gets to give out 3 drinks.
What?
And then, you pull those to the side,
Okay.
and you do it again.
All right.
Same thing, 2 cards, red or black,
Just
and
keep
then
going.
21 again.
All right.
And then, you do one more round of red or black. Everyone has 5 cards now.
Whew.
And those 5 cards, best poker hand gives out 10 drinks.
10 drinks. So that's like a half a beer.
Yeah.
Ish.
So right there you have red or black,
Yeah.
21, poker,
Right.
and then you play a game called Up the River, Down the River.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so all 5 cards, you flip them over and you go up the river, down the river. If you don't know that one, just Google how to play it.
Yeah.
And then you do you take the cards that haven't been used and you shuffle them and you flip them over and you start eliminating cards out of your hands. And the first one to get rid of all the cards out of their hands gives out. We always did 24 drinks or 2 beers, basically.
Wow. So that is a lot of beer.
But now the game.
So
takes-
basically, by the time you're done, you're basically
You're done.
Face down.
You're done, yeah.
Face down in the stream, going down the river.
Well, it's one person is at least, but there's it takes about an hour to play.
Not
I mean,
bad.
it's not ridiculous pacing.
Hey guys, we're playing the game for 5 hours.
Now,
What do I drink?
You've been drinking the whole time.
Oh no.
I'll tell you what's a big party favorite the past few years that me and my friends have been playing. I don't know about you.
Okay.
You ever played Cards Against Humanity?
I have. Oh man.
Oh,
have
is
I.
that game? So for those of you that don't know,
Oh,
let's say
man.
you have 6 people sitting around, you hold up one card. It's like apples to apples, but for adults.
Right.
And if the one person that holds up the card, they read it and it's like a question or it has a blank, and everyone else has words that fill in the blank.
So
And-
basically, you get a bunch of cards, right?
Yeah.
That's how it is. And you kind of start off by saying, instead of coal, Santa now gives the bad children blank. Okay? So that's a card you pick up and you read it. Again, instead of coal, Santa now gives the bad children blank. So now everyone has white cards that you can fill the answer in. Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And whoever has the black card that has the question picks what answer is best. Like the answer could be, it gives the bad children yeast, or gives the bad children full frontal nudity, or Santa gives the bad children Sarah Palin.
Oh,
There you go. So you
Way worse.
right. So you pick. So you think whatever one is the funniest. So if you think Sarah Palin's the winner, that person wins the round, and then so forth. And it starts the next question. So
And it's the first one to collect 7 black cards.
That's it.
That's the winner.
that's it.
Some of my favorites are, the question is, I drink to forget blank.
Yeah.
And the answer was, I drink to forget alcoholism.
And I drink to forget that Eminem lost the 10. Yeah, I'm going back there. Yep.
So another card, they sometimes have 2 blanks, and you draw an extra card and you play 2 cards. And one says, for my next trick, I will pull blank out of blank.
Oh.
And it's, I will pull mom out of rehab.
I
Hitting real close to home there.
thought it was pulling mom out of something else. But anyway, yeah. Hey, Dad. Anyway.
Hey, Dad. But yeah, Cards Against Humanity. That is a blast. It's
a good game.
It's one of my favorites to just sit around and drink to.
It can be quite troublesome, the stuff that you hear out of this game.
Yes. This is not a PG-rated game.
No.
Unlike this show, the profanity flies wild, and honestly, the profanity is the least of your problems when you're playing that game.
It's true. Yeah, you'll find out that really, there might be a few choice words here and there, really placed nicely. I say that because there's more humor behind it, where they put the bad words, but it's really about the situations you get stuck in.
It really is.
And then you kind of go, ooh, would you really say that?
What's funny, okay, so we had a party last year where we played around Christmas time. We had an ugly sweater party.
Oh, always good.
And we had a couple friends come over. And it was really funny, just to set the full setting here, it's a room full of mid-20s white kids. That's basically what we were. And we were about 26, 27, the most of us, maybe a couple years older. But anyway, we're sitting around playing, and we had about 8 of us. And we immediately, number one, realized which one of us couldn't read. I mean, just some of the pronunciations. We started just playing, like, one of the cards is heteronormativity.
Okay.
And we played it, and the guy looks at it, and it's just a minute, and we're all dying laughing, because we've all had plenty to drink. And he's just sitting there going, hetero.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, and just stutters through it. Some cards are played. I'll never forget one of the cards. I can't remember what. Actually, I have forgotten. I can't remember what the card was. But one of my friends goes, "That's like a cup of coffee, right?" And they're like, "No, that is much worse." And then you Google it, and it's like, "Oh, that's not
what it is." No.
And then we definitely were able to pick out which one of our friends suffers from white privilege the most. And,
right.
It was entertaining.
Yeah, some of the weird answers you get. I mean, one of them is like Michael Jackson. So if you can imagine fitting Michael Jackson somewhere in the middle of like a blank, I mean, but you can't have just one blank. But anyway, yeah,
M&M's.
That's right.
Tan M&M's.
What does Dick Cheney prefer? How about Michael Jackson? No, I don't know, but you get the idea. It's against humanity.
It's awful. And it's
awful. Yeah.
Not for grandma to play unless your grandma is awesome.
This is true.
Oh man.
Hey folks, if you're paying attention right now, currently our show has been sponsored by M&M's, the state of New York, and Cards Against Humanity. And again, Dad, I still have that credit card I got in the mail and accidentally got sent to me. So thanks, Dad. You're also the main sponsor. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring that out.
Jeez. So I think we just have a few minutes left here.
That's it.
You had some events you wanted to talk about coming up. You're into disc golf, aren't you? Or used to be?
Well, okay. When I was in college, it was like, what do you do to pass the time when you're not wanting to study? And I just smoke a little, drink a little, and do whatever you want to do. So I used to play disc golf. And for those who don't know, disc golf. In California, tons of courses and tons of parks. So basically, for those who don't know, it's basically a frisbee, kind of half the size of a frisbee, a little bit thicker. And you aim it towards a pole that's holding some chain and a basket in the bottom. And basically, that is your hole for which you sink your frisbee in, or your disc.
Just like playing golf.
It is.
Frisbee. Frisbee's the brand name.
That's it.
So disc, right. Everyone calls it disc that plays.
So you take the disc and you launch from your tee line. You kind of throw it. And wherever it lands, that's where you pick it up and throw again until you get to the tee. So anyway, me, outdoors and disc golf, that's what I like. And in West Virginia, for those that are in the West Virginia area, there is a disc golf scene here. There are places to play golf. Disc golf. I know St. Albans is a brand new place there at the park. I would check out, where is it? How come I can't find it?
You're looking for the location?
I'm looking for the location. Anyways, there's one in St. Albans, but if you really want to get involved, there is a Seth Burton Disc Golf Complex, and there's also a couple other things as well. Like there's a Fairmont Club Championship Flyers, which is in Morris Park in Fairmont, West Virginia on June 18th, 2016. It is a PDGA event.
Well, there is for those in Charleston that are listening, out in South Charleston at Redeemer, there's a church out there, Redeemer Church. There's a course around there, and there's actually now there's 5 or 6 courses around Charleston.
There's quite a few around them now. Yeah. And again, if you want to register, I found it. It's wvdiscgolf.org. That's wvdiscgolf.org, and you can get information at info@wvdiscgolf.org as well. So check it out. There's all kinds of great activities for them. So.
I love playing ultimate frisbee. Most people just call it ultimate. I'm not very good.
It's like
at
football
disc golf.
frisbee. It's like football frisbee.
Kind
right?
of, yeah. And it's I went and played last night, and I am having trouble walking today. I am still too fat to push myself as hard as I have.
It happens. It happens to all of us as we
man.
get older.
Yeah,
you young buck.
I'm stuck. Well, I'm rapidly catching you. I feel like.
Well, I don't know. You graduated 2010. I feel like
college. Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, thank y'all for listening out there.
That's
We've had
a
a
wrap.
good time today. That's it. Seems like today's episode just flew by.
It is. Again, thanks to our sponsors out there, M&M's, State of New York, and Cards Against Humanity. Thanks, Dad.